What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel. So let's take a look at the classic physique prejudging from the first ever Pittsburgh Pro. And guys, as expected, it was a battle between Terrence and Josema Beast, aka Josema, as those two were the highest placing Olympians in the lineup. So what's the first impression about Terrence? Well, he does look bigger compared to the last time he was up on the stage, and that was at Chiru Classic in that post-Olympia tour back in 2023. But does he look 10 pounds heavier? Well, I'm not so sure about that. The flow, as well as the command that Terrence has over his posing and presentation, that is one of the best in the entire IFBB Pro League. And the fact is that has always been the case. He has always been one of the best posers in Classic. And that is exactly what we witnessed tonight as well. Great flow, phenomenal posing and presentation, superb conditioning, and Terrence knew he was up against a guy who is one of the most shredded and one of the most conditioned guy in the entire classic physique division, Josema Beast. And it was required from Terrence to bring great conditioning and be 100% on, and the man brought his A game tonight. So I guess the biggest difference between Terrence and all these other guys, including Jose Manuel, that was the size difference, especially in the legs department. The kind of sweep that Terrence has from the front, that along with the way he was pulling that vacuum so effortlessly, that made him look the most classic guy, even standing between two very tall guys. The eyes were just drawn towards him at all times, and right from the get-go. So let's talk about Josema Beast, the guy who perfectly fits the definition of being desert dry and absolutely bone-shredded. So he was also 100% on tonight, and you can even make the argument that he can actually beat Terrence in both the side chest and the back double biceps. His problem was the quads. They weren't looking as round and as bubbly next to a guy like Terrence, whom we all know has some of the best quads in classic physique. But at this point, it's all about the preference. Do you prefer more ripped, more dry and more detailed look of Josema Beast from the side and from the back? Or do you prefer the perfect balance and the flow of Terrence? So you have to take a look at the transition of both these guys, Terrence and Jose. They were really milking those, and this shows hours and hours spent on the posing practice. Now Josema Beast was beating Terrence in some body parts. For instance, look at those bicep peaks of Jose Manuel and the bicep split. Totally unmatched. His upper back is also way wider, and he's absolutely ripped to the bone from the back. Plus, he has more detailed hamstrings and the glutes. Honestly, Josema was able to push Terrence a lot more than expected, and there was literally zero margin for error for Terrence or any other top classic guy who's gonna be sharing the stage with Josema Beast. Because this right here is something you simply cannot mess around with. Because this sort of crazy conditioning and the amount of detail and the separation that he's showcasing right now, that is probably one of the best in the entire IFBB right now. But that being said, that X-frame that Terrence was able to present on the stage, that simply made all the difference in the world. And once again, this goes back to the quads that Terrence has, which are simply amazing. So let's talk about the pro debut, the classic physique debut of Kayak Pro, also known as Carlos de Oliveira. So first call out, in such a great lineup, that is a superb achievement. I think he's fighting for either 4th or 5th place. Now he also did look pretty impressive here, especially in terms of his upper body, but his quads just aren't as impressive as his upper half. And he also loses some ground when he turns around, because he also lacks some development in the back area. Now he's gonna have to continue to build up those legs in order to be a top classic physique pro. Now he certainly belongs in classic physique division, and very excited to see him evolve in the future. So what do you guys think of Terrence versus Josema battle? I have Terrence winning after the prejudging, but what about you guys? And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.